Hello, Cancer. This is your reading for September 2015. I am so sorry this video is late. I have been so busy. There's a card that popped up. Right at once. Okay. So, I want to thank everyone who's subscribed to my channel and people who actually contacted me for readings. This has just been amazing. Um, and giving the readings, you know, a lot of people um, have said that the readings have really been helpful for them. So I'm just so happy right now. I'm doing what I love. I hope to have October's videos by the middle of this month. As I said, it's just been so busy for me. And doing readings, and I have a day job, but I have a new day job that will allow me to focus more on my tarot. Ah, I don't know why these cards are just jumping out all over the place, but I'm going to put this one out. The card that came up here was King of Cups. So I'm going to put this one right over here. All right. The cards have been pre-shuffled and cleared with my crystal, but I'm going to shuffle them just for a few seconds more. I want to thank my spirit guide and your spirit guide for bringing clarity and wisdom through this reading. Okay, I'm going to cut the cards. Alright, let's see what happens here. Ah, this happened before, the sun. Okay, so the first three cards for the past, you have King of Cups. You have the sun in reverse. And you have Six of Swords. Six of Swords is a card of travel. Let's see what else comes up. We have Six of Pentacles or coins. We have the Star. This is good. We have the Tower in reverse. Now, these cards, these two cards showed up in Gemini's reading. So I'm hoping, why they're popping up again. These three cards, yeah. Okay, so we have Eight of Pentacles, reverse. We have Wheel of Fortune. And we have Three of Swords. Now, these cards, these cards are in the past, this first row. This is the present, and this is the future. And also, what I like to point out in each reading are the major arcana cards. Now, I will put an outcome card at the end of the reading, Cancer. Okay? But The major arcana cards, like the Sun, these are major cards. They're not trump cards like kings and queens and sevens and eights or aces. The major arcana cards are like the framework for the reading. They tell what major changes are taking place in your life, what what is actually happening in the reading. So the interesting thing is that you have the Sun in reverse, but you have the Star, which is very positive. You have the Tower in reverse, and the Tower is usually a card about changes, big changes, and starting over again, a catastrophe or chaos that comes out of nowhere. But it's not happening, it's in reverse. It's next to the Star, which means that right now things are kind of going positive. Maybe things were not so positive. And then you have Wheel of Fortune. And this is a card that can be very important because if things are going positive and you manage to avoid a crisis, the Wheel of Fortune means that what goes up must come down, that there might be another huge change going on that might be unexpected. And you kind of see that here you have Six of Coins that's upright. This is a good card because this is the card of this is the card of generosity. Excuse me. It's the card of give and take. It can mean a gift of money or a loan, but also you have Eight of Coins in reverse, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Upright, this is the card of work, getting busy with projects. And so it could be that a certain aspect of your work or career might have a reversal of some type. Um, it certainly looks like, looking at the past, so we have the Sun and the Star and the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune. So this is about making a good situation better. This is all about starting off in a slightly less positive situation. And the Sun is such a strong card, though, even when it's in reverse, it still can be positive because it can mean that there's still a potential, the outcome can still be positive. It will just take a little time. And maybe because the Star is showing up, that long-term plans, positive plans, there is hope. And that positive long-term plans will work out. I think it has a lot to do with the Six of Coins here. I'm not seeing a relationship. I'm definitely seeing you trying to get a career or finances together. I see you handling a crisis. Maybe this is a money crisis that you managed to avert or stop or work out. So in the present, it seems as if you come out of a negative situation. This other card that's next to the Sun, this is the card, you see these swords, Six of Swords, and you see a boat on water. First off, the swords are a card about, swords represents mental energy and communication, thinking a lot. And the boat is on water, and water represents emotions, and you can see here that there are a lot of waves and turbulence going on here, and then on the other side of the boat, the waters seem to be more calm. But you're definitely, from the past, you've made a journey of some type. You've had to reassess things. You might have had a little regret. This is also a card that can signal that you're traveling by water or traveling to a new place. It can definitely mean that emotionally, if you've gone through a very difficult emotional situation or a difficult relationship, it can definitely mean that in the past you've had to travel, that you've had to do some reassessment and traveling. King of Cups is a card of managing your emotions and being practical with your emotions and ruling, having mastery over your feelings. And so maybe this slightly, maybe you've had an obstacle or a situation that didn't turn out so well in a relationship, but I can also see this applying to your work or career. And you just needed some time to think things over, to heal. But it can also mean going to a new place. It emotionally, it means healing and distancing yourself, putting the past in the past, and saying, this is over. I'm sad about it, but I'm moving on. But it can definitely mean a physical move, a new job, moving to a new job, moving to a new house, movement somewhere. You're going to be either in a different place emotionally, spiritually, or physically. You're going to a new place. And I think what's going on here as you go into September is that you're getting to that new place. The star, you have a lot of hope. Things are turning around for you. And stars don't necessarily, they're not as bright as the sun, but they still can illuminate and give light. And you see the water here as well. And so now we have a balance of emotions that you put water into this well and then you pour water out and the water returns. So you have this emotional stability and hope. You're kind of being able to be your own cheerleader here. You're telling yourself it will be okay. And so the tower has been reversed. This crisis has not happened. You've managed to get your bearings back. That maybe, it could, in regards to a relationship, maybe this relationship might work out, that you do have some hope, that maybe there's been sort of a give and take or investment, and you kind of feel like, this just might work out here. Especially if it means you've physically moved in with someone, or you've actually made a move to a new home, or you started living with someone. So that is very interesting. That the first thing that came up to me is that you moved in with someone, or you two in a relationship, there was a huge change, and maybe this change was needed, or this new destination or place or new plans were needed to save the relationship. And you're kind of happy that maybe things are going to work out. But the future is showing that maybe you need to be a little bit more cautious, that, this in a work situation, this is work, working on projects. It can definitely mean your career as well. And it's in reverse. And maybe financially things are still going to be, the Wheel of Fortune is signaling that there still might be some disappointment, that maybe it's not going to be a full-blown crisis like the Tower, but there might still be some disappointments here, that things are not working out the way you planned. Okay? So in the future, as you head into the end of November, just roll with the punches here. That would be my best advice here, that you've been trying to deal from the past with a lot of disappointment and regret and thinking things over and healing, and it seems as if, maybe you're holding on to trying to make things work and things seem to be working out, but then, another disappointment, or the Wheel of Fortune just simply means that it's fate, that there are things you can't control, that there are things that will happen out of the blue that you can't necessarily stop. So even though the Tower, the crisis and the chaos in the Tower was avoided, the Wheel of Fortune is showing up here in your future to let you know, there might be some disappointment here, there might be another roadblock here, but I don't think that, based on this, at you thinking things over and trying to give hope to the situation. I think maybe this disappointment is still trying to alert you to maybe not put all your hope and time and money and emotions into this situation, that you need to pull back here. Um, Maybe you got back together with someone and you're still hoping it'll work out. You know, you broke up here, you got back together here, but then things are still, it seems like things are still going to be very rocky and difficult for you, Cancer. Um, but it can also mean, I definitely get that you've been trying to, let go and trying to work things out or move to a new destination or a new frame of mind emotionally to make something work, to get to a better place. And it seems as if maybe you feel like you've gotten to a better place. But sometimes the tower, when when the tower is upright, it means that there's this huge crisis or change that happens that you can't avoid, and you end up starting over. This is the Tower of Babel from the Bible. And the Tower of Babel was when you had this population of people who thought, we're going to build a tower all the way up to heaven. And we're going to be like God, so to speak. And then God sort of got in the way of that. And he changed the languages of everybody so that they couldn't understand each other. So this is a metaphorical symbol of building something, trying to make it work, and then there's a disaster and you have to start over again. Note how there's a crown at the top of the tower. The crown can be like the crown chakra, where you get wisdom and insight. But it seems as if the wisdom you needed, you know, you're not, it seems as if you're trying to avoid this inevitable event from happening. You're still having hope. And the Wheel of Fortune is going to sort of, slowly turn things around to show you, oh, well, maybe this isn't going to work out. I think the universe is trying to tell you, um, this disappointment that you might need to go back and revisit trying the situation, whether you should continue trying to make it work. But I am going to shuffle the cards for the outcome to see what happens. How is this going to turn out here? Thank you, Spirit, for your wisdom and guidance as I shuffle these cards. What's going to be the outcome of this disappointment? You got back on your feet, and now it seems as if things are still not turning out the way you wanted them to. I live in LA, so if you hear sirens, it's because there's always sirens, there's always helicopters going on outside my door, outside my window. Okay, all right. I'm going to cut the cards here. And the outcome card. Okay. The judgment card. The judgment card is a serious card because it means it is a resurrection. It means taking responsibility for your actions. It means Judgment Day, obviously, where you face and confront everything you've done. But it also means that after judgment, based on what you've done in the past, there's a new resurrection. There's a new hope. Which is strange because now that seems to be the theme here. We have the sun, the star, the tower, the wheel of fortune, where we're trying to, our actions are trying to bring about a positive situation. But you also need to know that this judgment can also mean an event happening that will change things permanently. That whatever the situation is that you've been trying to work, there's going to be a final decision that you cannot change. You have no control over this final outcome. And it could be a positive outcome, but I think that based on the tower, avoiding the chaos of the tower, I think the judgment means that the universe is going to take this situation out of your control once and for all, Cancer. And I don't think you should be afraid because you can see the people being resurrected for a new day. The judgment always brings a new day. It always brings redemption. And it brings change. Just like the Wheel of Fortune brings change, just like the Tower brings change. The Star is a hope for change. You had Six of Swords here, which means travel, changing, going to a new place. The universe is going to bring this change to you. And you should not be afraid. You shouldn't be worried because it's for your good here. Okay? So, Cancer, this change versus hope. It's good to have hope. It's good to be positive. But also, it's also good to make sure you always have the bigger picture. What is for your own good? Okay. And so investing, you have the Six of Coins right next to Eight of Coins reverse. Make sure that this situation that you're investing your time and your money into isn't for the wrong reasons and that you don't end up getting disappointment. This reading could actually serve as a warning for you. But just know that the situation, you might not have as much control over the situation as you want. But don't be afraid because you're still going to come out of this a lot better. It may hurt and it may be disappointing and it may be painful as the Three of Swords demonstrates here, but it is for your own good. The universe is still helping you. So that was your reading, Cancer, for September. And if you would like, I'd be more than happy to give a personal reading to illuminate more specific things that are going on in your situation. Thank you so much for your support. I thank all my subscribers. I thank all the people who have contacted me for readings. And I will have October's readings up in a couple of weeks. So I look forward to looking at what's going to happen for the next month. And I hope you still have a wonderful month. Thank you for watching the video. Blessed be.